Still shocked by the massive destruction of World War I, people began to organize and mobilize, looking for ways to keep the peace and to investigate new methods for resolving conflicts. From 1931 to 1934, scores of liberal, radical, and pacifist groups sponsored a series of No More War parades, which grew from 300 participants to more than 20,000.
England has obtained 1,300,000 signatures. Japan has obtained nearly 1 million. And so from one country to another, they are presented each to its own government, hoping to make something of a background of public opinion before the disarmament conference meets next February.
That was during President Roosevelt's period, and we entered Washington, and we were received at the White House, where we presented the signatures. And at the dinner that night, Hannah Clothier Hull, who was our national president, presided, and Eleanor Roosevelt was there, and Jane Addams. And in the afternoon, we had a big public meeting in one of the squares in Washington, and Miss Addams initiated the first round-the-world broadcast.
Many of us hope that in course of time, the millions of people who day by day see the newsreels, portraying as they do the inhabitants from every part of the globe, may in time obtain such a sense of identification, such an understanding of various kinds of life, that it will be quite impossible for them to visualize any of these as enemies. People in time will develop a tolerance which will make war impossible. And the old dream for universal peace will come about because the people will no longer tolerate anything else.
The 5 worst infirmities that afflict the female are indocility, discontent, slander, jealousy, and silliness. It would be preposterously naive to suggest that a BA can be made as attractive to a girl as a marriage license. Dr. Grayson Kirk, former president of Columbia University. A girl's wedding day is the happiest day of her life, the day she passes from the bondage of her father to that of her husband. Did you know that you are your husband's prisoner? You must live wherever he pleases, or else you are guilty of desertion and entitled to nothing. According to the marriage contract, your husband is entitled to more household services from you than he would get from a live-in maid. So why aren't you getting paid? Under law, you're only entitled to bed and board. In Italy, a woman can go to prison for a year for refusing to make love to her husband. According to the United Nations, marriage is a slavery-like practice. Do you promise to love, honor, and obey?
Obey, 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 obey.